Good afternoon. It is August 3rd, 2021, and here's what we're looking at for today. We got the overnight highs and lows here. We hit a perfect measured move of those overnight highs and lows down here. Got a bounce, tested it again, came up here, overshot this channel to hit that measured move, and so that overshoot led to a break. And we got, this probably turned out to be 2 legs down because it reversed after that. So we got those 2 legs down. Then we got a very strong leg up back to the overnight lows. Got some price rejection there. And we formed this range. And let's see. Yeah, we formed this range, so we made this leg up. Really, we got 2 legs up. You can see this long leg here. We got this leg up and then formed this range, and then we got this huge spike up, and it turned out to be a spike in channel. It's hard to say where this is at. This keeps changing. But I think if you draw it off those, it doesn't look like you could draw it off the lows, so if you draw it off the highs, the first 2 swings, you would have it drawn the way I have it drawn. But we're getting these overshoots. So it could be, yeah, that actually would work right here, because that would make this midline come through here. So maybe it is supposed to be like that. But yeah, not a lot. I didn't see a lot of, after looking at this chart, I don't see a lot of trades that I like objectively. While I was watching, you'll see I got trapped out a few times, probably thinking that I was doing the right thing, but didn't turn. Like for right here, this big bearish bar. Obviously, this is a terrible idea because we're clearly trending up, and I went short there. And it's not a first entry, it's not a second entry, it's really nothing. So, but let's take a look at these trades that I marked, and then we'll take a look at the trades that I took. So this looks a bit like yesterday's open, where we got, oh wait, you know what? I think you would come in around here. So we formed the overnight highs. You get a lower high. I don't think you can go short there, unfortunately, because we've been trending up this whole time. But that would have been a big move. But once we get this leg down, that's a first failed second entry long here. Nice setup at the EMA. And if you miss that, well, you get a first second entry short at that trend line channel, confirming that trend line. And then we trend down, first entry, failed second entry. This is far from the EMA. I missed this trade. I saw it and I was like, I'm not too sure about that, but I do think that I should have taken that. And then this trade, I said to myself, oh, expect a failed second entry short for some reason. So I was thinking going long here, but that's just not, the trend is down. So yeah, we're making lower highs, so I just don't think, and we're below the EMA. I think you gotta wait. A failed second entry short should probably only be like on a trend line when the prices are trending above the EMA. So I should be thinking going short here. First entry fit. This is just all too far from the EMA. It's like its own little channel. If you look at it like this, get an overshoot leads to a break, kind of like that. It's like a mini channel, but here we make this high off the channel. You don't get an entry here. Then you get this, kind of looks like just a high or low off the trend channel. It kind of looks like like a second entry of some sort, maybe. I don't know. It's an aggressive trade, but it just looks like a good entry. It's also going into the lows, so it's congestive. But if you draw this trend line, it just looks like an entry. Maybe the first entry, second entry, kind of like that. First entry, failed second entry long. I don't know, but it just looks like something. We get the slightest overshoot down here. That leads to the slightest break. But that break leads to, I guess this turned out to be 2 legs down. It really just looks like 1 leg down to me. And then I think, so that's at that perfect measure move. We test it once, come back, test it a second time, then we go a little further, and then you get this higher low, first failed second entry short, and this large engulfing bar that closes above the EMA. I think you can go long above that. We get that spike up. I wonder if you move it to break even. I don't know if you would have gotten a runner off that. But we form this congestion. You can see it's a range. We're going back and forth on both sides of the EMA. I don't really see any good entries here. First entry, second entry. Oh, I think I got trapped going long here on the second entry. So what could have kept me out of this? Well, what I was thinking was this is a double top, so the prices or the count should probably reset. So that's a first entry. But I think what I'm looking at is this. That's a sharp leg down. So, and look, you get a close outside of it here, and then you get this signal bar, and that's when it rockets up. So this is a second entry short. Even though prices are ranging, this just looks like a lot of rejection. It also looks like maybe that's a break, move to a new low here, and then boom, that might be a little too advanced but for me to take in real time, but it looks good on the chart, and it is a second entry short. All this, I don't think there's anything in here. You know, you might actually look at that. This looks good, but this is just doesn't look like it's a second entry. And you can see we didn't make it back to the bottom of the channel, so I'd be a little wary there. And we get this sharp move up. No way to go long in here, unfortunately. First entry, second entry. You might go long here, but look how far it is from the EMA. Probably really can't. Oh, whoops. Probably would have had my congestion drawn like that. I don't see any entries in here. I think I don't know. I got trapped all day just being silly. First entry, second entry, you would have gotten trapped if you took that. We bounce here. And so this looks like this is a first failed second entry short, and it looks good, but we don't know if prices are respecting this range. That's why I was a little worried about it, and didn't want to do it. Didn't want to take it. But that is a failed second entry short. So maybe that, and it looks like, look, it looks like we're respecting those highs. But I don't know, you might go long there, especially since we had this huge leg up. Form some more congestion here. A lot of people, such as myself, I'm sure people who went short here, they went one tick below this bar. So me, I went one tick below this bar and got trapped out immediately. And you can see Other people must have gotten trapped here too. Maybe you would go long here. Maybe you could, but that's just the first entry. It doesn't really look like a breakout, either a failed breakout. So here, this is a failed breakout of this congestion. I think you can take that. It is aggressive though. Looks like here we got a second entry long, so you could have entered that. So that's what I saw for today. Let's check out all these areas where I got trapped. Okay, so I don't think, did I even get, I don't know. I don't even know if I got a single trade today. Correct. And like I said, this is really just, I was just kind of frustrated because I doubted myself on this trade, which is a failed second entry long. And then here I just didn't have my trend lines drawn. So I didn't see this as a good entry. And I went long on this bar, which first of all, it's a doji. And if you're entering, this must have been me entering thinking that this is congestion rules. Okay, and if you're entering on congestion rules, that's not even at the bottom of congestion anyway. Like it's not even, it wouldn't even fit the qualifications of a failed breakout. So silly place to go long. Then I think I just started revenge trading, so I went short here. First failed second entry long, but that's not on the trend line. And it's far from the EMA. So just a lot of emotional mistakes right away early on. I went down long here above this. This is where we hit the measured move. But that's not, just because you hit a measured move, you can't enter. And so that's really, even though this works, I think this is the only trade that I did that worked today. It's not, you can't enter on that. I think, it tested again. Maybe you can enter there. But really, I think here is the place where you can enter. Because we have a overshoot to a break and a leg down, and then this failed second entry short. So anyway, let's look at this. I went short here. Just too little too late, man. That's I think these are matching lows, so that would reset the count. So this isn't even a second entry short, but I was treating it like a second entry short. And look, if you waited for the true second entry short right here, first entry, second entry, you would have hit your targets. So even just following the rules is going to increase your win percentage. So going long here, thinking this is a first, second entry. We already talked about that. I think that's just, I think it's just the first entry. This is a double top and the count reset. Also, this looks like now that I drew the trend line, this looks like a slight overshoot. I don't know what's going on with this. But yeah, that looked like a slight overshoot. Then I went short here thinking that this was only one leg down and we'd make another leg down to a new low, but that's, so yes, it hit my target first, failed second entry long, but look, there's a close outside of this trend line. It's just risky. It is off the EMA, but after this big leg up, I think we should expect another leg up. And that's where this leg came in. And I already talked about this trade. So this trade, I was looking at it like I was just eager. Didn't have trend lines drawn. Basically, I think I didn't say this to myself, but I think I was picking a top, and you can't pick tops. So I think I really just need to. There was a couple months, probably 5 months ago, 6 months ago, where I was at break even for 2 months straight, and I think the way I was able to manage that was just being super conservative with my trades, not really entering in anything after the first hour after the opening. So I think I just gotta move back to that. But anyways, I'll be back tomorrow.